Hi, my name is Inger Nordin. I'm an author, speaker, and life and business coach. I'm so happy that I got invited to be here and present for you guys now. Apart from that, I have a lot of training and a lot of kind of formal and self-development. I've been in sales for almost all my life, and I have all over 35 years of experience from working in corporate. But having said that, something changed when I retired. I actually wondered, is this all there is? And then I started my new journey, and that journey is why I'm here now. So, having said that, today we are to talk about, or I am to talk about self-leadership, how to gain access to your inner strength, because that is where it is. So, how many of you would love to have more success in your life? Yes, all of you, right? Thank you for that. How many of you would love to have more happiness in your life? Thank you. How many of you would like to have more of both? Thank you. So today I will discuss the subject of self-leadership. It's a big subject, so I will concentrate on how you gain access to your strength. This will open you up to an incredible way of living and being in the flow. Oh, something happened in this end. Sorry. Shit. Sorry, can you stop the recording for a while, or can you do it afterwards?
Yeah, ma'am. We'll stop it.
My computer went corrupt. Okay. So,
Yeah, one second.
I'm invited to talk about self-leadership, how to gain access to your inner strength. I mean, inner strength is all there is about, right? So, how many of you would like to have more success in your lives? Thank you. How many of you would like to have more happiness in your life? Thank you. And how many of you would love to have both? Right? Thank you. So today I will discuss the subject of self-leadership. It's a big subject, so I'll concentrate on how you gain access to your inner strength. This will open you up to an incredible way of living, being in the flow and focusing on what you want. During my years in the corporate world, I came across an organization called 𝗦𝗘𝗟𝗏 International. Have you ever heard about them? They work against child abuse around the world. For me, it became a really heartfelt cause to have the company I was working at to become a part of this. The 𝗦𝗃𝗏 organization had a subdivision working against payment for child abuse and pornography, etc. And they gladly took on gifts, but they hadn't kind of thought about taking on members. So I asked if we as a company couldn't become a member instead of giving gifts, and got yes, but then you need to apply for membership, and that needs to be done within 2 weeks. Mind you, we were a really big company in Sweden and around the world. But I put together a business case, and against all odds, everybody said it couldn't be done. I got the managing director to sign off the business case and got to go. I moreover made sure that my manager, being manager for the financial sector, became a member in the steering committee. And I also initiated an ethical workplace policy, which is now fully implemented in the company. So why am I telling you this? Well, for me, this has a lot to do with focusing and attracting what you want against all odds. That is using your inner strength. And the aim of this is for you to get in touch with your inner success guru. As my friend and mentor, 𝗬𝗙𝗪, president and owner of ACLC, says, the power of your intention will take you places you never dreamed possible. So, do you know that self-leadership is all about how you get and keep your focus? Without self-leadership, you cannot move towards your goals. You're like a roar in the wind, just floating around. For this to be successful, the self-leadership, you need to have a system in place, like morning and evening routines. Do you have routines you follow? I will start with the importance of having morning routines to follow. Now, you need to be introduced to morning routines in a good way. I attended a course in Morocco called Millionaire Business Builder by 𝗦𝗃𝗟𝗏, and actually I hadn't had any morning routines before that. But being there, we had every morning at 7 a.m. before breakfast, we started with 4 morning routines: meditation, visualization, gratitude process, taekwondo moments. And after this, we got a green juice for breakfast. And all through this seminar, we actually had vegan food. Now, I've stuck to some of those, but I'm still not a vegan. So what morning routines do you have? If you have them, then keep them if they're good and working for you. So now, let's now go into every step of the morning routine I did there, down in Morocco. We start off with meditation. Now, meditation for me was something completely new. And I mean, meditate, I don't know if you can meditate, can you? Do you already do this every morning? If you do, stick with it because it's powerful. I struggled when I went to Morocco, and 𝗦𝗃𝗟𝗏 got me some great tips. He said, focus on your breathing. If your mind is noticing other things around you, just let them be. Let them continue focusing on your breathing. Just let them pass. And you can also count while you're breathing, like breathe in and out while you're counting. You can also move, like breathing, sit up straight and then bend down while breathing out. There are many ways to do this. Search on the internet if you don't find the exercise below working for you. Now, the first thing is that you need to be really present with yourself. What I mean by that, you need to be inside yourself. You need to be not kind of around a lot of people. So the first thing, sit on the floor with your eyes closed. Count to 6 while breathing in. Hold your breath for 6 and then breathe out, counting to 6. And then repeat. And that is really something that is powerful. That's something I could do, even if I wasn't used to doing this. Now, the next thing, visualize your day. Do you visualize as a tool? Do you use it? It's really powerful. I have had several courses where they tried to teach me visualization. Let me give 2 examples. The first one, they said, close your eyes and visualize being in a place you really love. And I actually thought about when I was parachute jumping, and I felt like I was floating around in the air, and it was so beautiful. And then they said, now feel the grass in your hands. And I completely crashed, as you can understand. I couldn't feel the grass in the air. On the next course, They said, close your eyes and imagine being in a glade in the forest. The sun is shining down, and I could really feel the sun in my face, on my body. And then they said, notice this little dark trail into the woods. And I completely crashed because I don't like to be on dark trails in the woods. So why am I mentioning this? Well, when you attend courses and they try to guide you through meditation, it's not really the same as visualizing by yourself. You need to find your own way to visualize. So do you visualize your day? I have a simple exercise for you here as well. Sit down on the floor, close your eyes for 5 minutes. Now, how is your fantastic day looking? Imagine it. Are you up on the ceiling and looking out somewhere? Are you in an island in the sun? Or what are you doing? What is happening? When you open your eyes, think about what you experienced. Did it fill you with joy? If so, go for it. Is this something you really feel in your heart that you want to do? Note it down and go for it. Now, I've covered now the meditation and visualizing your day for morning routines. The next one that is really, really important is physical training and movement. So do you do physical training every morning? Or do you do it at all? For me, it's a matter of being alive. By focusing on moving around and being fit, I can achieve so much more. And as we all know, your health is the basis for your success. I personally train with my personal trainer at the gym at least twice a week. And then I have an online session with a friend of mine from the UK. And then every Saturday morning, I have Taekwondo training with Grandmaster Michael Liu from Malaysia. And what he says is, discipline is doing what needs to be done, even if you don't want to do it. Do you recognize that in yourself? Don't want to do it? Well, I have an exercise for you here as well. You can do this every morning, 5 to 30 minutes, depending on how much you are used to move around and how much you are used to training in the mornings. If you're not used to it at all before, start with 3 to 5 minutes, just walking around. Or do some Taekwondo, Kung Fu movements. Or maybe jumping jacks. What I have done is I have actually added some balance movement as well. Because, I'm actually 70 years old this year. And balance is something you need to practice. So that's really good to do. But I love the Taekwondo movements I learned in Morocco. So, the last thing in the 4 morning routines is something I really love. It's the gratitude process. I've come to realize that if you are grateful for what you have, or even grateful for what you are to have, your state of mind is taking you into a place where things come to you easily. My gratitude process in the morning is based on the gratitude process by Advanced Coaching and Leadership Center. I use a notebook to write down all 8 steps I go through, and I can actually show you a sample of that if you are interested. So the gratitude process then has to do with, in the morning you take the 5 first steps. I set my daily goal. I set what I'm willing to give to others today and what I'm grateful for today. I have 10 things I'm grateful for here, but you can start with fewer. And then I say, what do I value others do for me now? And what am I happy about just now? Those 5 are the morning ones. In the evening then, how well did I accomplish my goal? What have I done well, increased in value, or got better at today? If I wanted to be happier, what would I be happy about? Now I can take a sample here. My daily goal can be learn more. That's really a good daily goal, right? What am I willing to give to others today? My presence, my honesty, and my time. What am I grateful for today? Here I always start with, I'm grateful for doing this process. I'm grateful for my partner, for having him in my life. I'm grateful for my family being healthy. I'm grateful for my friends being healthy. I'm grateful for learning more each day, etc. And then, what do I value others do for me now? I value that they are present with me, that they are honest with me, and for their time. And what am I happy about just now? Well, I'm happy for being alive, and that is really something to be happy for. So, a simple exercise you can use here. Sit alone in silence. Make sure that you are not disturbed, and write down 5 to 10 things you are grateful for. Make sure you are really feeling that you are grateful. I mean, being grateful can also be for something you want to have, because the brain cannot say anything different from that. They can't distinguish between what you have and what you want to have if it's really coming from your heart. So my friend Sonia, for instance, she says, I'm grateful for money coming to me easily. And I say, I'm grateful for my sister being happy and healthy. I actually visited her this weekend, and she's not healthy, but I hope she's getting there. But she was happy I was coming, so I'm really, really doing this for her. So, other things you can be really taking up, like being grateful for. The sun is shining. You're sitting in silence. Your family. Hearing the birds sing. Being in a room. Or as I did when I started this, having my flat. Having somewhere to live. So start easy. Start with small things, because that will help you move over to the bigger things. So when you now have this, there is another thing that is important, and that is, how do you attract what you want? Have you ever heard about law of attraction? Do you know how to attract what you want? First of all, it is important that you really know and are clear on what you actually want. A lot of people are not. And if you are not clear on what you actually want within yourself, just for you, then you can't attract it. And this also means attract what you are. So you need to be before you get. Have you ever heard about people saying, well, if I only get this, I will be this? Think about people getting rich, do you believe they changed? If they were ignorant and unpleasant before, do you believe that all of a sudden they changed to be humble and caring? I don't. I actually say you need to be what you want to be before you get and have what you want. You must believe and think that you already have it, because, as I said before, the mind cannot tell the difference between actually having or really wanting it and believing you have it. The only thing that can make you stumble here is if you don't have clarity on what you want. And there are processes around this as well, how you actually get clarity on what you want. But I'm not going really into that just now. What you need to realize, though, is you need to work and take action to get what you want. And also, you need to have positive thoughts and let those guide you. Now, are you able to focus on positive thoughts? If you start focusing on positive thoughts, you will attract positive things. Your mind will filter away the negative things in your life. You will feel happier and you will experience the power of positive thinking. By this I mean your focus is on moving forward and not on eventual challenges here and now, or being stuck in the past. My friend Sonia, as I told you before, she said she's grateful for money coming to her easily. And she actually experienced that money is coming to her easily now. So remember, your thoughts are governing what you get. So the thing is, you need to be really, really honest to yourself. By being honest to yourself, you get a different perspective. So have you heard people saying that you need to focus on your weaknesses and strengthen them? I say the opposite. Focus on your strength, because that is what sets you aside from other people. And that is where you're really good. And that is where you are kind of having your own diamond, which no one can take away from you, and you will win. Once you know what you're really good at, you get moving towards your goal with true focus. So, having said this, how do you get and keep your focus then, you may wonder? Well, the first thing, know your why, choose your input, and create a routine. By that, you empower yourself. And there are so many that says like, oh, just do this and you will become a millionaire. Or this is the best way to set up an online course, etc. But you have to focus on what you want and what you need. So how do you then get and keep your focus? One important thing is choose to see the good thing around you. By this I mean stop listening to the news and start focusing on what is good. In your morning routines, make sure you use the gratitude process. That will truly make you feel good, as well as helping you focus on the goal for the day. And then, in the evening, you follow up by asking yourself, what have I done well today? Another tip is to set up inspiring notes. And when you get distracted, you can also start listening to inspiring recordings. An example, Abraham Hicks on YouTube. This will help you come back to your focus and move forward. Another thing that can help you with keeping your focus is a daily planner. I have been using a daily planner some years now. There are different ones out there, but did you not use one? Do you know how important it is to use one? I write down my daily and long-term goals, and by that, they get set in my mind. Do you agree with that? Do you have a daily plan at all? So, the one I'm using now is actually called the Better Life Journal by 𝗬𝗙 𝗎𝗙-𝗟𝗡. And I actually like it a lot. I use that together with my daily gratitude process. And then I'm set for the day or the weeks to come. In the Better Life Journal, you are using this journal where you set what are you to do today, this week, and this month. You also enter something that I found really, really strange in the beginning. What are your not to-do list for the week? Then you check up and move the tasks forward. I use it for taking notes as well, because taking notes is something you are always kind of good with, right? And then I go back and look at things to get inspired. To make it easier for you to focus, you can moreover use an accountability partner. But remember, you are responsible for being accountable for you to take necessary actions. I have several accountability partners, but the important thing here is that you need to kind of find an accountability partner that is neutral to your success. She or he should be someone that is motivated, positive, and direct in their communication. Some of my accountability partners, I have 10 minutes weekly calls, and then we just say, what did we do past week? And set the target for next week. And no blame on yourself or excuses if you haven't reached your target. Then you just set new targets. But this is really powerful. I have 2 accountability partners in the Philippines on those calls weekly. And then I have several other accountability partners as well. It's so great because in that way you are really moving ahead. And it's best if you can see and hear each other. Some people like to follow up via a dashboard. I have used that as well when I had an accountability partner for my property investment in the USA. But I don't have that any longer. I don't use that. Now, what can then stop you from reaching your goals, you may ask? Well, it can be the story you tell yourself. That can be really stopping you from getting what you want. You need to know your real why. I mean, why are you really doing it? 𝗬𝗙 𝗎𝗙-𝗟𝗡 has a really good 7-step thing. You can look it up on the internet because that's really powerful, where it comes down to this is your real why in the 7th step. So, the story then, well, if you think about what you're telling yourself, I had one, I told myself, I'm too old, so I can't start a new company. Or why should people want to listen to me? Is this something that resonates with you? What are you telling yourself? And then the new story. Well, I have 2 companies live now. I am actually someone that people want to listen to. I was told I needed to step up I needed to be seen, I needed to be visible, because I could inspire people. This is what you need to find as well. What is your story? What are you telling yourself? You know what you need to change to create your new story and succeed if you have your own story under control. And moreover, you need to continue on working and feeling good. So how do you work and focus on feeling good? Marilyn Monroe had a really great quote. Keep smiling because life is a beautiful thing and there's so much to smile about. Do you agree about that? It's also be thankful for all you have in life and make sure you focus on those things you're thankful for. I had something where I when I was in corporate, I had slipped down and then I said, oh, I don't feel like going to work today. And then a workmate of mine said, do you know what I do when I kind of feel like that? I stand in front of the mirror and then I start laughing to myself. And I can't stop laughing. And finally, I realized, what is that strange creature doing, laughing to himself? And I started laughing for myself, for real. And you know, laughter is contagious. So it's really, really important that you keep the laughter and the smile when you meet people. And also, another thing, if you want to kind of do things like breaking out things, if you love music, start listening to music, move around, and listen to Abraham Hicks on YouTube. That's helped me a lot. But if you move to music, do it like you are really in it. But there's one more thing I would love to add here, and that is surround yourself with people that have positive thoughts and are positive. Do you know why this is important? Well, the people you surround yourself with are the greatest influences in your life. They impact all you do. You get your input from them, and how they do things might be contagious. So, note down the 5 people you are surrounding you with that you mostly are meeting and ask yourself, are they supporting you? Do they have what you need to move forward? Are they successful? Now, when I asked those questions, I realized that I had people in my environment that couldn't support me because they weren't on the same journey. They didn't understand what I wanted to get out of life. Now, I have new people now that are in my closest circle that understand me and my journey ahead. I have kept my old friends, but I realized the people I need and want to surround myself with aren't them. Not when it comes to kind of moving in the directions I want. And that is really important. Now, I actually have people around the world supporting me. So that is something that I love. An exercise you can do here is tell somebody that you appreciate them. How many times have you gotten a handwritten note or a postcard? Mostly people are sending lives via Facebook or Instagram or whatever. But sit down and really send a handwritten note to someone you appreciate and tell them why. It's so easy to forget this in our electronic world, that people really appreciate getting a postcard or something handwritten. Another key to open up your mind and feeling good is to celebrate. Celebrate each win, even the smallest one. Do you know why that is important? Well, when you celebrate, you send a signal to your brain that all is good and that you can do this. You feel good and you know that you've achieved something. You moreover get energy when you're celebrating. So I'm celebrating. I've released my book. I'm celebrating being on this call with you guys. And in summary, self-leadership is all about how you get to keep your focus. You get in touch with your inner successful guru. You do this by having routines to follow, a system in place, morning and evening, being grateful, and being before you get. Remember law of attraction and the importance of your mind, and work on feeling good. Also by giving to other people. So, if you want to get in touch with me, I guess this will be done via notes, but I can say you can also kind of send an email to inger@lifeamplification.com or go into my website www.lifeamplification.com or join my Facebook tribe, Your Power, You Matter. Thank you for being there, and I hope you appreciate this and ask questions. I love questions. Thank you. I'm ready. You can stop the